A crimson path from which one carves out her own ambitions. This bespoke metaphor is how I've privately addressed the actions I've taken to ensure my empire's autonomy. From the chains of older restrictive monarchy, dominated by stagnant blood, I alone have risen above the rest and created a unified civilization that will push my name into the annals of godhood. Wrongfully, my previous council tried to label the latest expansion into the West as a needless expense, a threat to security so soon after the conclusion of the last annexation. After all we've done, one would hope that their colleagues would come to understand that you cannot sustain a government like my own without constant conquest. To that end, I must always pursue the next target in a manner dramatic enough to keep the masses under the spell of militant patriotism, because that fervor can build a nation from nothing, and counter to that, it can also break one down if it is not handled properly. Fazelon is a worthy target for our military. A small coastal nation with a mixed global reputation due to a history of isolationism and exclusion of foreign markets. Approaching the matter of annexation is more fickle than this, however. That nation is one that which, while backwater by the standards of warfare, governance, and high society, held on to that most soulful attribute which most of our race has since discarded: mysticism. The beaches to the mountains of this land are peppered with arcane trappings and ethereal guardians, golems wrought from the mud in village streets, and even weather that has been given the capacity for malice. Approaching such an adversary requires a conscious balance of reality versus the chest pounding in the public arena to keep the bloodlust alive. I've thrown my forces against minor applications of such mysticism, but I will only admit here to myself and nobody else that our prospects with Fazelon scare me. This is a tactical hiccup I can only resolve on my own. In the midst of that struggle, I have appointed a new division head to the Defense Department and organized a new clandestine division under his control. With luck and perseverance, and using the lessons of previous battles, should these warhawks be able to see past their own egos to accept the young blood, who more readily accept the dogma, this war should be over within months. Otherwise, we may slam into a brick wall and find ourselves surrounded by peons who have been driven up said wall. I need not elaborate further on what failure will entail, so I'll leave you with this. Fail, and you'll feel my wrath before anyone else's. Empress Persigny the 11th.